Your pump clicks off. You squeeze it 3 more times to round up the tank. Almost every Subaru owner does it, and it's quietly destroying a part that costs $600 to replace. The worst part? The dealer isn't going to tell you it was your fault. Refueling is the one thing you do to your Subaru more than anything else, more than oil changes, more than tire rotations. And it's the one thing nobody ever taught you how to do right. Here's what nobody's telling you. 9 out of 10 Subaru drivers make at least one mistake every single time they fill up. Some cost you money standing right there at the pump. Some quietly shorten the life of your engine. And one of them, the one we're starting with, wrecks a part most owners have never even heard of, then sends them to a dealer who clears the code, takes their money, and watches the check engine light come right back on. I'm going to walk you through every one of them. The habit that floods your emission system, the one that's slowly cooking your fuel pump, the wrong fuel that pulls horsepower straight out of a turbo Subaru, and the 5-second fixes for all of it. Things you can start doing at your very next fill-up that won't cost you a cent. Stay with me, because the cheapest repair you'll ever make is the one you avoid completely. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a gas pump the same way again. Let's start with the one that costs the most. Let's kill the biggest myth first. That click you hear when the pump shuts off? That's not the pump being lazy or stopping early. That's the pump telling you the tank is full. Every squeeze after it is doing damage. Here's why. Your Subaru runs a sealed system called the EVAP system, short for evaporative emissions. Its whole job is to trap fuel vapor before it can escape into the air. At the center of it sits a part called the charcoal canister, packed with activated carbon that soaks up those vapors and feeds them back into the engine to be burned off. The key word there is vapor. That canister is built to handle fumes, and only fumes, never liquid. When you top off past the click, you force raw liquid gasoline up the filler neck and straight into the canister. The charcoal saturates, and once it's soaked, it's done. Here's the cruel part. It doesn't fail loudly. It fails 3 weeks later on a random Tuesday when your check engine light flicks on for no reason you can point to. The car drives totally normal, so you ignore it until it's inspection time or the light starts flashing at you. So you bring it in, and this is where it gets expensive. A saturated canister throws the same trouble codes as a dozen other small EVAP faults, a P0440, a P0455, a stuck purge valve, a bad vent solenoid. The tech clears the code, charges you a diagnostic fee, maybe sells you a new gas cap and sends you on your way. 2 weeks later, the light is back. By the time anyone actually traces it to the charcoal canister and replaces it, you've paid for a diagnostic, paid for a guess, and paid for the part, $300 to $600 and more on the newer models where that canister is buried back near the tank and the labor climbs. All for a habit that saved you about 40 cents of gas. And the fix is the single easiest thing in this entire video. When the pump clicks off, you are finished. Hang the nozzle up. Don't chase a round number on the display. Don't try to hit the next dollar. Your Subaru already told you it's full. Just listen to it. Now flip to the other end of the tank, because the opposite habit kills a part that's even more expensive than the canister. A lot of owners treat the bottom of the gauge like a personal challenge. They wait for the low fuel light, then drive another 40 miles on fumes to stretch a few more days between fill-ups. If that sounds like you, you're slowly cooking your fuel pump. Here's the part no one explains. Your fuel pump doesn't live under the hood. It lives inside the gas tank, completely submerged in fuel. That's by design. The gasoline surrounding it is what keeps it cool and lubricated. The fuel is the pump's cooling system. When you run the tank down to the last couple of gallons, you uncover the top of that pump. Now it's running hot with nothing around it to pull the heat away. Do it once, no harm done. Do it every week for 3 years, and you're quietly shortening the life of a part that costs $500 to $900 to replace, because to even reach it, a shop has to drop the entire tank. There's a second problem waiting down there. Every speck of dirt, rust, and sediment that's ever passed through your fuel settles at the very bottom of the tank. Run it near empty, and your pump starts drinking from that bottom layer, pulling debris straight into the filter and on toward your injectors. And in winter, it gets worse. An empty tank is mostly air, and air holds moisture. That moisture condenses on the cold metal and drips down into your fuel as actual water. So here's the fix. Treat a quarter tank like it's empty. Fill up when you hit that bottom quarter, not when the warning light scares you. Do that, and your pump will outlive your car loan. This next one you can't fix by changing a habit. You fix it by paying attention for about 5 seconds before you even pull in. Picture it. You roll up to the station and there's a big tanker truck parked off to one side, thick hoses running down into the ground. Most people don't even register it's there, but that truck is refilling the station's underground storage tanks right now, and that is the worst possible moment to fill up. Here's why. Those underground tanks have years of sediment and a little water sitting at the bottom, totally harmless as long as it stays put. When a fresh delivery comes crashing in, it stirs the whole tank up like a snow globe. For the next 20-30 minutes, the fuel coming out of that pump is carrying everything that was sitting on the floor of that tank. That sludge and water flows straight into your Subaru. It clogs your fuel filter early, it fouls injectors, and in a bad case, it puts enough water in your fuel to make the engine stumble or stall on you. And you paid full price for the privilege. The fix couldn't be simpler. See the tanker, don't pull in. Come back in an hour or just drive to the next station down the road. 5 seconds of looking around saves you a fuel system flush. This is the one that splits Subaru owners into 2 camps, and both camps are usually getting it wrong in opposite directions. Start by knowing what you actually drive. If you've got a turbocharged performance Subaru, a WRX, an STI, or one of the Turbo XT models, your engine is built around premium fuel. The WRX calls for 91 octane, the STI wants 93, and Subaru is not making a suggestion. Here's what happens when you cheap out and run 87 in an engine that wants premium. The lower octane fuel ignites too early under boost, before the spark plug even fires. That's called knock, or pre-ignition, and it's a hammer blow against the top of the piston. Your Subaru has a knock sensor, so it won't grenade on the spot. Instead, the ECU hears that knock and pulls ignition timing to protect itself. You lose power, you lose fuel economy, the car feels flat and lazy, and if you keep feeding a boosted engine low octane while driving it hard, sustained detonation is exactly how you crack pistons and rings over time. So if your Subaru is turbocharged, get this through your head. Premium isn't an upgrade, it's the requirement. Saving $4 at the pump is the most expensive $4 you will ever save. Now, the other camp. If you drive a standard, naturally aspirated Subaru, the base Forester, the 2.5 Outback, the Crosstrek, the Impreza, your engine is designed for regular 87 octane. Premium does nothing for it. You will not get more power. You will not get better mileage. You're just handing the station an extra 50 cents a gallon for a benefit your engine physically cannot use. So here's the rule that removes all the guessing. Open your fuel door and read the label or look at the gas cap. Subaru prints the exact octane your car needs right there. That little number is the only authority that matters, not the guy at work, not a forum. Match it. Premium where it's required, regular where it's not. Let me be clear about what I'm not saying. I'm not telling you the most expensive station is always the best. I'm telling you that what's actually in the fuel matters a lot more than the price on the sign. Every gallon of gas sold in this country has to meet a minimum standard for detergents, the additives that keep your injectors and valves clean. But minimum is a low bar. Back in 2004, a group of automakers decided that legal minimum wasn't enough to keep modern engines clean, so they created a tougher standard called top tier. Top tier gas carries far more detergent additive than the legal floor, and it matters more on your car than on a lot of others, because many modern Subaru engines are direct injected, and direct injected engines are prone to carbon building up on the back of the intake valves over time. Subaru even recommends top-tier gas right in your owner's manual. Here's the chain reaction when you ignore it. Cheap, low-detergent gas burns a little dirtier. Deposits build on the injectors and valves. Over tens of thousands of miles that carbon chokes airflow, roughens your idle, drops your mileage, and eventually you're handing a shop several $100s for a walnut blast carbon cleaning. And the fix costs you nothing extra, sometimes nothing at all. Fill up at top-tier stations. Most of the big national names qualify, and they post the top-tier badge right on the pump. Same octane, better additives, cleaner engine. Over the life of the car, it's some of the cheapest insurance you can buy. Now the quick hits, the little ones almost everybody gets wrong, and each one takes about 5 seconds to fix. Number 1, the gas cap. Most Subarus still use a screw cap, and it's built to click. If you don't turn it until it clicks at least 3 times, you have not sealed the system. And a loose cap is one of the single most common reasons for a random check engine light. If your light is on right now, go check the cap before you spend $1 anywhere else. Number 2, leaving the engine running while you fuel. Past the obvious fire risk from vapor, your EVAP purge system is actively cycling while the engine runs, and that's the last thing you want open mid-fill. Shut the car off every single time. Number 3, static electricity. Rare, but real, and it has started pump fires. You climb back into your seat to stay warm, slide across the cloth, build up a charge, then reach for the nozzle. And that tiny spark, right at the fuel vapor, is how it happens. Stay outside the car while it fills, and touch bare metal before you grab the handle again. So let's bring it home. Everything we covered today happens in the 2 minutes you spend at a gas station, the piece of car care you do more than any other, and the one you were never actually taught. Stop topping off when the pump clicks, and you protect a $600 canister. Fill up at a quarter tank instead of the warning light, and your fuel pump lasts the life of the car. Skip the station when the tanker's parked there. Match your octane to the label inside your fuel door. Run top-tier gas. Click the cap 3 times. Not one of those cost you extra. Most of them save you money. That's the whole game with these cars. A Subaru doesn't die from one big thing. It's 100 small things done right, over and over, until it's sitting at 300,000 miles and still running like new. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these were you doing without even realizing it? Be honest and drop it in the comments. I promise you're not the only one, and that top-off mistake catches almost everybody. And if it was a random check engine light that brought you here, watch this next. I break down the exact Subaru dashboard warnings you can fix yourself in 5 minutes, and the ones that mean stop driving right now. That's the video that saves owners the most money. I'll see you there.